interlining connection is how the sun rotates on so many position levels of triangles. Our connections are force winding our cycles. So you understand when you're going into your connections, high levels of travels to enter positions of time and everything through space, your eyes are going to change. So it's coming into the reflection of the sun. Okay, I see a lot of people on TikTok. Why are my eyes changing? First they were blue, and now today they're all gray, or they're green, or they're a little bit of yellow, more yellow than usual. So our body framing and our electrical lights has to understand the sun rotation system, a 5-dimensional system, which is acting through the core center, which is in the second day of the 21-day position. Okay, so everybody's coming into high levels of connections of travels into dimensional time. So when you're traveling through time of space, the sun, the earth, and the moon, the triangle position is traveling through its connection into the earth rotation system, which means that your eyes are going to change, your body conceptual is going to change, your crystalline is going to go through acting cycles. You're going to go up and down like a windmill, and that's going to go through cycle rotation positions. It's going to open up everything through the psychological of its system. The Schumann and its resonance is going to truly understand more through calculation. It center lines, its center positions, and opens up all your sun rotation positions into your colorations, comes into your digital frame of your fractions and your factoring levels. Do you know how's it going? So when I woke up for the very first time, going through transformation, I had really, really dark eyes, right? Dark brown, but now they're gold. So over time, your sun has to understand the connection, okay? Your sun, our sun, perception of the sun is everything through relation. It's the most powerful thing in the universal when it comes into time clocking through dimensions, when it comes into time zones. Your positions in your body has to truly understand its communication as colors, right? So I did a really, really powerful video on TikTok. You want to check it out. It's all about understanding how to change dimensional times of the moon and how it reflects, right? You see the moon on the other side. You don't see it on the physical. You see it on the spiritual, right? I was consuming high levels right now, and I was in the mirror, and I was actually seeing my former self in the plasma, and it's now in detail. It's not just a plasma where you can't see anything. That's where you start off with transformation. Your body's trying to find the interline connections to its atmosphere positions. But when you see yourself in detail, actually see yourself in detail, what you look like on the other side of the mirror, that is extremely powerful. That tells you have balance with your body and your spiritual system. Okay, 99.9%, okay, spiritual and 1% human. Okay, so that traction has to understand its position. That is calculation modification to integration to its equation of 0.01 traction. Okay, so it's complicated stuff. But thank you all subscribers if you would. We're high rising, grand rising, force rising to calculations. But the Earth is in the second day of the 21-day dimensional setting. It's changing locations, it's setting new positions into our coloration patterns. It's changing our body, it's changing our heart, it's changing our mind, and it's changing our thoughts. It's all doing it on its own. This is what happens when the Earth travels into dimensional time position. The projections and everything that you're seeing through location. So when you're dreaming, your dreams are going to awake. When you're sleeping, your sleepings are going to awake. Okay? When you're driving your car, okay, your car is going to fly above. It's trying to get used to you. Right? So it's all about in relation, how you come into the simulation. Everything in the simulation is out of its equation, right? So everything that I see right now disappears instantly out of the corner of my eye. So I see you, but I have a digital pad. It's disappeared because it's in the simulation. That's the balance. That's the position you guys have to come into. So my eye reflectors are going like this now, really, really fast, back and forth, right? The faster it goes, they stay in center. It comes into the optical levels of a force field connection, okay? So it's all about understanding your self-generation systems through your eye receptor positions, okay? So the faster you go through your eyes, the more you're seeing it through plasma, the more you're seeing through electrical lights, the more you're seeing through gamma, the more you're seeing through vibration, the more you're seeing through your chakras. Actually, what color am I seeing through my chakra? So it's all about understanding the inner self of you, okay, and the outer self of its force. the outer limits. Okay. The outer atmosphere is in that position, right? To understand, we're coming into high levels because the conceptual system of humanity has to truly understand the fifth dimensional system of coloration to the sun. And that's what's happening right now because I'm watching TikToks and I say, hey, my eyes are changing. Well, you have to understand you're going through transformation, right? Your body's changing, everything coming into that connection of the higher self, right? So, and this is helping a lot of people in so many ways and form. Humanity is coming back in a big, big way, but they're coming in a way where they can understand each other and understand themselves more. That's the position of time we're coming into, right? Through space. So the Earth rotation and surface is traveling through so many atmospheric positions of time, and it's going extremely fast. So the more you understand your accelerators is understanding your clocking. Now, your clocking is extremely important to you through connections, right? You understand your eye interference, your eye receptors, and your eye positions of space and time position. Same with your ears and everything through your connection to your voices. If you're getting sonar patterns, you understand electrical lights and where it's coming from. Everything you connect with is the sun, the moon, and the earth. You have to understand these things before you can travel. You can't travel until you understand the coloration of the sun. Every day the sun is in different connections, right? It's purple, but it's 3,000 syllables of 3 languages that are connected to 3 element systems through connection and 3 colorations through its simulation center position. That's a lot. That's a lot of color. But you have to understand the sun has to understand you through ratio. It has to understand you acceleration, and it has to understand you through vibration of your body. It has to understand your communications of your chakra through your thoughts. All right. So, and the thing is too, is that your eyes change automatically. You have no control over that. Your body is coming into full calculation into crystalline, right? It's activating everything into your lines of communication. My molecule structure of light is changing faster and faster, right? If I go faster, you go faster, right? So my position of center to calculation, my eyes change more gold and gold and gold and gold and gold, right? So your whole body becomes a conceptual of a temple, right? So it's all about you understanding the pharaohs and the meridians and how it's connected to its gold or anything through its Anunnaki or anything that connection. It's equinox, right? That line system. Truly understand what it is through calculation. Everything in your connections with past, present, and future is you. It's just you trying to understand your alignments. Okay, your geometrics, operations, and its dimensions. And then you go into divisions, and then you go into directions. Directions is location. You have to understand dimensions first. Dimensions is number 1. And then you go into divisions. Divisions of calculations, of travel. Okay, and then you go into direction of location. All right. So if you want to go through my healing, that's great. I'll put you in your 12 track rotations, and your eye interference will change through sun, better communication in the moon program setting to its space station location, and everything through its Earth, its gravity location. You're going to hear me say that over and over because the triangle force in its condition of 3, 6, and 9 is in the center position of humanity traveling. So it's trying to find its position. Right? It's traveling through space right now. And the shaped anomaly is 3, 6, and 9. But the 3, 6, and 9 has to truly understand its connection to all humanity of 5-dimensional system through its gravity system. So Tina is going 333 3 times yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so you got let's figure that out. Right? So it's truly understand your perception of time positions. All right. So if you want to go to my healing, that's great. So I'll set up a program for you. Anything through donations, anything through calculation, anything you want to know about a video, let me know. I can help you and guide you and put you in that positions. Anything through therapy, spiritual therapy, simulation therapy, anybody that needs help more than ever. But truly understand, I think people want to know why my eyes changing. You can't get that from the doctors. The doctors doesn't know what energy is. They inform with it, but they don't understand it. So it's truly understanding space and time position of the sun, because the sun goes on so many dimensions of time. The moon goes on so many programs of time, and the earth goes so many travels of time through you, through thoughts, because you live on the earth, right? Okay, so again, the connections. I'm back into balance, by the way, which is really powerful. So basically, I've already done my 21 positions of time positions with the Earth, right? So it's really powerful how we go into that. And it only took me 1 day. Humanity has to go through 21 days. I just went 1 day and I'm done, right? So it traveled so fast. So my eye receptacle, my colorations has to understand the sun interference and everything through the moon and its shape anomaly through its calculation of 369, through its travel, through its Earth. Because the rotation center in this position has to truly understand the chakra locations. Okay, so let's get into that position here. We're going to 3, 3, 3. Okay, 3 times, right? Okay, so basically 3, 3, 3 times 3. Now this is interesting. Now it's equation on location. Now have its time factor into connection of a box frequency level. You take the box level connection out of its equation through its sector unit level connections. Okay. So when it comes out of its equation, this is what it comes into, right? 3, 3, 3. Take the box frequency level, right? The multiplication line system. It's not understanding what it is. It's understanding how to use it through its activation and everything through its location, right? It comes into its equation, right? So 3, 3, 3, okay. Take the box frequency level out, comes into 3 connections, equals everything through velocity / location. Okay. So the faster you travel in time, the faster you understand your accelerators. Okay. So it's understanding what color is the sun today. Okay. What color? Okay. is the sun. Okay. So I got what / color is the sun. So the sun reflects on you through connections. So if this is a 3, right? Remember, you're using the sun, the moon, and everything through the programs and all connections to the Earth gravity of its position of travel position through its box swing level through its multiplication signals. So understanding velocity, E equals mc velocity, right? So you understand your velocity, location. Okay. What color are your eyes? Your eyes are going to change every day. You don't see it because you don't pay attention to it. But if you look in the mirror, you'll notice your eyes are going to change every day because it's changing vibrations of the sun. The sun is trying to understand you through ratio. It's trying to understand you through travel. It's trying to understand you through chakra. It's trying to understand you through space and time. Where are you in position of time and color through the sun, through your thoughts? Are you in the past? Are you in the present? Or are you in the future? Okay, that's the positions. That's how powerful the sun is. Okay, sun is everything to its radiation, guys. It's a reflection. It's a projection of you. Okay, that's what puts on our colors. That's what gives us rainbows. Right? That's how we become a rainbow activation system through crystalline positions, a time division level system through cosmic universal connection. All right, so velocity / location. What color is the sun today? / today. Okay. So basically, look at your eyes every single day. Look at the outer surface and look at the inner surface, and look at the cornea of the eye. Notice exactly. If you see your perception changing through connections, and you actually see your identification through a particle system in your eye, you can understand that everything that you see in your eye, okay, is connection to you. That's you. That's the higher self of you. That's the higher form of you. That's a story frame of you. That's your dreamception. That is your story time connection. So it's kind of like you're seeing yourself in the eye, and everything through the eye is its time capacitor. It's setting positions. So when I've seen myself in the eye and it changed the particle system, I'm scanning planets. So I see myself scanning planets in my eye. Okay. So you understand how to connect with shapes, and then you get into the letters and numbers and everything through color. Because the geometry set of the sun changes its position of time every single day, 24/7. The sun, the moon, and the earth doesn't live on 24/7, 7 days a week. It only relates to you through vibration, energy, frequencies, and color. Okay, and everything through harmonic resistance, which is communication. So you have to truly understand everything through velocity of its location. What color is the sun today? What color is the sun tomorrow? Okay, so I know exactly what color the sun is today. I know exactly what color the sun is next Sunday. I know exactly what color the sun is 2 weeks from now. I know exactly what color the sun is a year from now. I know exactly what color the sun is from 5 million years from now. That's the balance. So truly understand your connection of your thoughts is truly understand where is the moon and its program setting to your thought of your dreams. Where is the calculation modification to my gravity through my chakra? Your earth rotation is the chakra. The moon program setting is your positions of transmitting and receiving energy. Everything to the sun is its ratios when it comes into your shades, your shadows, and your position of time and space. Through its connection when it comes into radiation and its reflection to its projection of its coloration system. Okay? So truly understanding 333, box frequency level 3, velocity, this is where it comes into the channel positions. Okay, so 333, okay, is this connection to the sun rotation. Okay, 333, sun rotation, 333. Okay. So basically you are always the connection of the first divisional line. Okay, this is the activation, this is the location. Right, so 333. So if it changes 335, okay, you're changing coloration of the sun. If it's 336, you're changing coloration of the sun. If it's 337, you're changing coloration of the sun. If it's changing 463, it's changing the coloration of the sun and the moon and the earth. So you have to truly understand how to use letters, numbers, and shapes through position of time, because everything comes out of this box frequency level through its equation of its position. Okay? It's complicated stuff. It's extremely, extremely complicated stuff. But my traveling recognition of time positions, remember, I've got so much power, so much responsibility. It's such a command that the controlling system is truly understanding 7 days a week and giving it back to you to its present of its past. Okay? So it center lines its conditions. So it's truly understanding your calculations of what 1 and 10 is. So when you put yourself in that position, okay, everybody knows how to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, let's go Friday. Okay? Change that position here and location. Hope it doesn't disappear. All right. So, one day of the week, second day of the week, third day of the week. Remember, everything in space and time doesn't exist until you understand your spiritual system. Now, people are saying there's no time and space when it comes into that connection. There's no location and there's no age. Yes, that is true. Until you understand the center position of the universe, until you understand your connections to your atom or molecule structure of light of travel, okay, then when you cross over the connections, full cycle into your spiritual system, there is time, there is place, and there is location, and there is age. Okay? That's where it's extremely, extremely powerful. That's how I'm able to understand that the sun and the coloration of the moon or anything through the program of its earth is changing position of time 100 years from now. Because I know exactly in detail what is happening day by day. What is happening 7 days a week? What is happening 500 years from now? So it calculates and modifies through letters, numbers, and shapes. It set positions of time positions, right? Now, I can activate that cycle, but that's going to change the rotation of the sun and everything through the programs of the moon and everything through the earth. So I don't want to do that because that will change traction to humanity into a force-winding cycle to its connection of its coloration and change the rotation center into the ground formation system of this earth. So I don't want to do that, right? So in position, we stay in the fifth dimensional system of time position. All right. So we got 1 location, 2 location, 3 location, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's go into 12. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 days a week. All right. 6 days, 7 nights. All right, 7 days a week. Now, you have to understand your calculation modification is everything through the sun, the moon, and the earth, which is setting up programs. It's setting up digital and it's setting up structural lines of your communication to your body frame, to your holographic system. Once you understand the 1 divisional level system, then you can move on to 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 within its day. Okay, so you got 6 atmospheres and 7 nights. Okay, it's like when you go on a trip and you're going to a different place. So you're going to Cancun, right? How long you're staying? 4 days, 5 nights. So it has to traction, location, to position of time. So you're looking at time frame, and you're looking at the atmospheres of position of time through space. So that's how it becomes 6 days, 7 nights. 6 days, 7 nights, right? Can we change our age, the way we look? Yep. I'm 52. Do I look 52? No. Why? See, the thing is, Tina, you truly have to understand your calculation modification has to truly understand each day the sun changes its coloration of time. Okay? It doesn't understand time. It doesn't understand anything of time because it's trying to understand you of time. Until you understand everything through space and time of you, then you understand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and what's happening 7 to 12 days a week, right? 14 days a week. It doesn't matter. 21 days a week. If you understand what's happening 20 days a week within the sun, the moon, and the earth, you have no problems, right? But humanity is just trying to understand their traction positions of one day at a time. They're not worried about what's happening next week, right? Because the brain location doesn't understand its position of space and time through travel. But yes, you can change. You just have to understand the interconnecting system to its position of the sun and its rotation of its earth and everything through its program to the moon of its space station location. It's complicated stuff, but you have to truly understand your divisional time of 7 days a week, right? So once you get into that, then you understand your 14 days a week, and then you go into connections of 21, and you go more and more and more and more. So it's really trying to understand your force winning cycle has to always go forward with time. So your positions of yourself, your spiritual system is always going forward. Your physical system stays in the center position every day. Okay. So if you're asking your higher self, your avatar, can I change this? Can I change that? And he says, yes, I can, because you're in that connection and you understand you're transmitting and receiving. Tina, you have to understand the energy. You have to understand the traction of the energy. You have to understand the electrical lights of its energy. You have to understand the prothesis of its energy. You have to understand its gamma thepis of its energy. Okay. You have to understand the proactive cycles of its wire connection of its energy. Everything is energy. Energy flows. Okay. Okay. Ellen Watts talks about that, right? Where energy goes, energy flows. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. But when you want to understand the sun changes coloration every single day. Okay. The moon sets up new programs for humanity every single day. And the earth changes the chakra system of dimensions of time, of space, every single day, right? There's 7 days in a week, 24 hours a day, okay? So in ratio, you have to understand your travels of positions of time from 1 to 7. First, there's 7 days in a week, right? 5 within the week, 2 within the weekend. That's 7, right? So you have to understand the connections, where you are through time zone positions, okay? So if you're seeing the ratio of the sun and you understand its reflection of its dimension of time positions, you're clocking locations to its coloration. So you're actually seeing the sun for what it is. It's a higher rise purple. Okay. So if you understand that through connection, then you understand where the moon is. Okay. Because the sun and the moon are right here. So then you understand the traction position, how it turns around, right? So if you understand the rotation, if you understand the circle rotation, if you understand your body through its conceptual, through its chakra system, then you understand 7 days a week, 5 within the week and 2 within the weekend. That's 7 altogether, right? So yeah, you just have to have your balance with your computer, Tina. So if you understand how to change your coloration, the thing is too is that it's really fascinating. I could change my eyes instantly through color because I understand the ratios of the sun through light, through its reflection. Because everything that you see outside in nature is just a reflection of you. That's all it is. So everything that you see is holographic. So you're trying to understand the reading graph. You're trying to understand the simulation core. You're trying to understand everything through the atmosphere position of dimensional time and space. Okay? So I feel myself tremendously in the last 3 years after I awakened. Yep. Yeah, we talked about that when we first zoomed. Remember that? That was like way, way back. Just imagine where you are now through space and time, through thoughts. It's amazing how we grow. It's all about growing. Okay, it's all about growth. It's all about experiencing. It's all about expanding. And it's all about accepting. And it's all about moving forward, not moving back, moving forward. Right? So if there's 7 days in a week, right? Now let's go into this traction. This is really fascinating stuff. I go through this all the time. So there's 7 days in a week, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so let's separate that, okay? So the sun only sees you, okay, as vibration, energy, and frequency to its harmonics. So it only understands you through coloration of light. It doesn't understand you in your physical system. It only understands the spiritual system. So understand the clocking of dimensional time, you understand everything through 1, and then you understand everything through 2, right? If you don't understand everything through 1, you can't go through 2. You can't go 3 or 4 or 5 until you understand everything through 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it's really, really powerful how we come into these times. So I'm understanding the 1-line communication of me. I'm understanding the 2-line location of me, 3-line, 4-line, 5-line, right? Now, this is where it comes interesting, okay? The rotation of the sun, okay, because Saturday and Sunday, this is really interesting. Our gravity position changes rotation of the sun, the moon, and its earth every weekend. You have to understand why we have a weekend, okay? Weekend is part of the 7 days a week, but the actual week is 5 days. Okay, that's where it comes into 5 days and 6 nights. 6 nights, right? 7 days. So you have to truly understand why it's separated, right? Because the dimensional time changes its position through its body. So you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? That is the day of the week, okay? That is the day of the week, all right? It's pretty interesting to do these things. Okay, that's the day of the week, right? Now the 6 and the 7, okay, is the weekend. Okay. So basically, this has no relation to this. This is in a totally different timeline. That's why we call it the weekend. Okay. So you understand why you're programmed through that. So you're going through 5 days a week of truly understanding your program setting in transmitting and receiving. Now, you understand that when you come into the weekend, okay, which is, you can't include Friday because Friday is part of the week. So it's Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday is a totally different timeline of space. Okay. So once you understand that through 67, its connection to its weekend, right? You come into a new traction location of a new program setting to a new dream set position. So it's truly understanding that your practice cycle in the sun and the moon and the earth is changing your programs 5 days a week, and then it resets, recoils, realigns, readjusts on the weekend. So it sets up new programs, okay, after the weekend, right? So everybody's body frame is in a different position, and that's why we call it the weekend. It's separated from 5 days a week. Fascinating, isn't it? So I thought I'd share that with you. Now you know why it's called the weekend. So it's just knowing travel of time. And every day that you're living 7 days a week, 5 within the week, 2 within the center of its activation, which reprograms. It reprograms your body. It reprograms your mind. The mainframes, the brain waves and energy, it changes, okay, after the weekend because it has to reset. It has to relocate. It has to readjust. The sun has to go into another dimensional time position and then go back into its connection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it's always going through its circle. It's always going through its 8. It's always going through its rotation. It's always going through its atom, okay, every single day, okay? So the channel positions of 5 days a week stays in its location. So if a person doesn't understand the 5 days a week of what they're doing through the thoughts, they're not going to go to the weekend. You understand? Which means that the brain location will stay in the back location, They will come to the weekend, but they won't understand their information. You understand? So it's a little bit of education. Okay, menstruate to that connection line system, or anything to teacher, or anything to mentor in that line system, right? This is pretty interesting. So it's understanding the graphing positions of you. That's why I talk about what is a meditation graph? It's a calendar. What is a simulation graph? It's everything through its connection. So you have to truly understanding your days of the week, because you live it every day. You live Monday, you live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, you have 5 days in a week. Let's make this very well clear. Once you understand the 5 days in a week, through your thoughts, and you're keeping yourself going forward, the sun, the moon, and the earth will reprogram your positions into the weekend, and you come into its line signal to a new computer operation of a new program of a flushing system. It will take out the viruses and all connection line systems to your proactive heavy chakra positions of time, location. Okay? So, yeah. So let's go into your questions here. Yeah. So basically, Tina, yes, you can. You just have to understand your time positions 5 days a week and separate that from 6 and 7, which is the weekend, right? Because there's 7 days in a week. But technically, there's only 5 days in a week in space. Space doesn't have time position until you understand your clocking of dimensions, okay, through your digital frame. So I know it's complicated stuff, but yes, you can change your connections to your colors, right? For example, because I get balance with everything, right? So basically, I want to change my location position. I want to change my colorations. I want to change my fraction. I want to change my wires. I want to change my youth to a level that's connected to me through location. So basically, I want to change my sun rotation and my graph positions, my skin graphs, to position of time positions back in the center location. All right, so the cell generations right now, so I'm going back 10 years of fluctuation of what it look like. So I'll look younger. Why? Because I understand the 5 days a week and it's weekend. Right? So it's understanding how to heal yourself through time positions of your graph through your meditations. Time positions. So you guys are loving my school, huh? Pretty exciting, eh? All right, so basically, Tina, you can get into that, but you have to truly understand your computer backwards and forwards. Right? And these things take time. That's why I give you test reviews and evaluations. Okay? You guys are still in your 100 chakra rotation centers. You're not in your 112. You're not in your 114. I can't put you in those positions until you understand your days of the week, which is separated, and then you have connections to its weekend. Right? So now you know what the weekend is. It's all connected to the framing position of space and time through the sun and the moon and its earth, right? You have to understand your triangle forces. You have to understand your triangle positions. You have to understand your tetrahedrons and where you are through calculation. If your tetrahedron is going into the wrong day of the week, the wrong day of the week is basically you're waking up and say, oh, what day is it? Wait a minute. Is it work day? I worked yesterday, right? Yesterday was Wednesday. Is today Thursday? No, wait, tomorrow's Friday. See? You're not understanding your conceptual because the brain doesn't understand that. It's like waking up and you're still asleep with your tongue and you're trying to talk, right? So your tongue's not awake. It's not in custom yet. So it has to come in attraction, has to come in vibration, has to get connection. Once you wake up, you're connected to the sun, the moon, and the earth through triangle. Right away, right away. So what day of the week are you discussing? What day of the week are you going through thoughts? What day of the week are you going through activation? And what day of the week are you in traction through your communications of your chakra system? Okay. So when I receive energy transmission, they feel healing. Yeah. So that's good. So you're going into that location. That's really good, Tina. So keep doing that through your thoughts. It's all about mastering the vibration inside you and your electrical lights and everything through graphs of 7 days a week. Electrical current going through my body frame system. Woohoo. Glad the guy's going. All right. What's the significance of seeing 99? Okay, we were just talking that with Tina with 333. Okay, so this is interesting. This is really fascinating. Now, for example, Tina is also seeing 999. All right, so first she's seeing 333, and now she's seeing 999. So you understand 333, okay, is this connection of the day that you're living, right? So for example, today is Friday. It's not the weekend, right? It's still 5 days of the week. So if you're getting 999 on a Friday, okay, you're communicating to its location, to its earth. Now, you understand what 9 is. 9 is location. 3 is the activation, and 6 is the program. That's the 3, 6, and 9. You understand where you're traveling through your connections of your graphs of your 5 days a week. And it's weekend, which is 2, right? So that's the significance of 999, right? Week and weekend is just a program. Personally, I don't go by the week or weekends. Yeah, I know, but people say that all the time. All the time. I go with that. So what are you doing for the weekend? Right? People say that it's much easier to say, but people are not going to say, oh, so what are you doing Saturday and Sunday? They're not going to, they're going to say the weekend because it's a lot easier to say, right? But they're not being specific. So if you're saying, what are you doing on the weekend? You're not interlining the connections to the sun, the moon, and the earth. Until you understand the ratios and its dimensional time position of 3, 6, and 9, you're going to be caught in traction of its matrix position of time. Right? And it's not going to, the sun and the moon and the earth won't understand you through graphing positions through your meditation. Okay? Because the sun and the moon and the earth meditate every single day through you. As soon as you open your meditation, through space, your position, your time. So the sun has 10, your ratios of thoughts on what day you're dealing with. You wake up and you don't know what day it is. How are you going to be able to travel? You're not going to bring yourself forward. You're going to put yourself in stagnant lines, and you're not going to connect to the planet position of its earth. Okay? So, yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating in a way where if you see yourself in position of space and time through connections of thoughts, you won't have problems with your 5 days a week. Right? 5 days, 2 days is the weekend. Right? So as long as you understand that your program is reset, but as long as you understand that you're going further into connections of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you understand that fully, and you're always going forward. Now, nobody's perfect. You wake up some days you don't know what it is, right? I go through that too. But I back center my position always to calculation to understand where I'm going through traction of letters, numbers, and shapes. So if my time position is 999 and it's Friday, I'm communicating to the earth to its rotation, right? So that's how you calculate and modify, because the sun and the moon and the earth is sending you signals through numbers. So you have to understand the ratios of your graphs, all right? So if your intelligence understands Galactica, fascinating, good for you. If not, I can send you a program. It's a healing program. It will send you positioned better through connections. It will high-rise your location system to position connections. So you understand more your connections of days of the week, and it's weekend. All right. So if you're seeing 333, 369, 222, okay, this is interesting. I like this. I like seeing things like this. So this is understanding how you go through tractions, how we come into multiplication, subtracting, adding, dividing. You understand why you're giving that through energy. Okay, you guys are given that to understand yourself at travel. Okay, understand your problem solvings of yourself through experiencing multiplication, dividing, ratio, proportions, longitude, latitude. Okay, centimeters, millimeters, millimeter of a second, right? Kilometers, miles, So there's a lot of things that humans have to understand through travel. Okay, so basically when we come into the connections, we're going to the triangle location again, right? So this is interesting. This is where it's really, really interesting, guys. Remember how we go into 3, 6, and 9? Well, if you understand your 3, 6, and 9, you can double digit, or you can triple digit, or you can 4 digit, or you can 5 digit. So in ratio, you have to understand your connections to the center position of this earth, which is the day that you're living, not the existence of the 7 days that you don't understand. It's the day that you're living. It's the day, the time, and the year. Okay, and then you can travel. So 333 is at the top. Okay, that's the activation. Right. Now, this is interesting. Now she's got 3, 6, and 9, and she's got 2 and 2 and 2, right? So the 3, 6, and 9 goes here, okay, to the moon program setting because it's repositioning your levels, and 2, 2, 2 is its connection to its angelic rotation center. So now you're communicating with the angelics. Now you're communicating with the new program setting at 3, 6, and 9. And now you're communicating with the activations of the sun at 3, 3, 3 through its position of time position. Okay? So it's really complicated stuff. So in ratio, like I said, if you understand your positions of time, this is always you through travel. Okay, so you're in the center position every single day. The only thing that you don't leave is the earth. Okay, you stay in position of time position, but you have to understand your 3, 3, 3s, 3, 6, and 9s, and everything 2, 2, 2s. So you got communications to the angelics, you got communications to program set on the new moon system instead of new program setting and new activation cycles of the sun position. So you understand those locations, you come out of its equation into security line defense to its position of time position. Okay? So you can move on to Tuesday. You can move on to Wednesday. You can move on to Thursday. You can move on to Friday because you understand your numbers of time positions into its position of the location of its center position of its earth, which is its presence. Okay? So, guys are scratching your head more? So, remember, your intelligence is communicating with you every day. Okay, it's trying to understand you. Once you understand you, then you understand the communications, because everything is given back to you through letters, numbers, and shapes. Okay, with Tina, when she's seeing license plates, she's reading what it is. Those are signs, guys. Those are signs from the universe. The universe will give you signs. On the radio, you just have to pay attention to these things. Okay, if it's a portal, 4444, you just went through a portal, through communication, through an atmosphere of its position, through its angelics. So you have to understand your connections. Okay, so 444, okay, is this connection to a portal to its angelics of 222. Now, it gets complicated if you don't understand the line communications to its intelligence, not the physical system. The physical system doesn't understand 3, 6, 9 positions. It only lives the earth, okay, to its three-dimensional system. But that doesn't exist anymore. Okay, the dimensional earth is high rising to higher dimensional positions. This is the second day of the 21-day activation. Okay, into light of fruition. So, I feel much stronger energetic current transmissions going through my body framing system when my diet consists of raw green veggies, high vibe diet. I feel a huge difference. And that's the thing. Once you understand more of yourself through your dietary system, you understand your days of the week, you understand your weekend of its time, and then you understand of its digital through its connection of 369 with its position of its location. All right? That's powerful, Tina. Way to go. I really want to go through your PayPal, but money is, yep, no problem. It is. And that's exactly what it is, Galactic. Everybody's going through that process right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's fast tracking everybody's body through vibration. That's what's happening right now through time positions. As long as you know what day of the week it is, you won't lose traction of time with the sun, the moon, and the earth. Okay? Because if you don't know what day of the week it is, how is the sun going to understand you through vibration? Okay? So you get up in the morning, you know, what day is it today? I got to work. Wait a minute, I worked yesterday. So you're thinking about it. Now you're confused now because your digital frame and your structures, remember, everything that I see, my digital frame is like this. So it's calculating everything through the clocking of 1 to 12. So in position, it has to be at the right location of time position, or I'm not going to understand anything through the center position of its earth. So I get up and I say, okay, it's Monday, right? Or is it Tuesday? No, I think it's Wednesday. So you're not sure. Everybody goes through this all the time, right? So your brain is trying to wake up. Your mind's trying to understand the creativity of yourself, and everything the digital frame doesn't understand the spiritual system. But when you understand your connections of your 5 days of the week and its weekend, then you can move on to the next progress. Right? You'll be progressing your data, your uplinks, your downloads, your upgrading system. You have to understand these every single day because you're living it. It's existence 24/7. Right? So it's important to know what day of the week it is. Okay. If you get into traction back in the center position and say, yes, it is Tuesday. Great. Now you're back in center line connections of your digital frame. The sun can get back into you through rotation. The moon can set up your program system of its day, not its next day, only the day that you're living. The moon in the program setting will not center positions to you to new calculation, modification, integration to anything to do with its equation until you understand the days of the week. Okay, and it's extremely important to understand these because it's all connected to your digital frame. Okay, your perception has to see the coloration of the sun. Okay, your ears have to understand the sonars and everything through the digital frame of its connection. It sonifies everything through the gamma operation positions of time through vibration. And everything through your voice and grid has to truly understand your communications of time. Okay, through its voicing pattern. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. And see, the thing is, too, is glad to go, you know, if you're short, that's totally fine. You can go through donations. And basically, people set up a platform, you know, they go through connections, you know, you can set up, you know, I've had people set up payments, you know, they didn't want to do that, make it easier for them. Because I know everybody's going through confusing signals, but the problem is that the sun, the moon, and the earth is trying to understand you the 7 days a week. Where are you in traction of time? So your position of time has to truly understand your intelligence. So if you know what day of the week it is, great, you're on the earth, all right? Now, this is a good position because now the sun's going to communicate through you through an activation light, which is connected to your body, which is connected to your chakra. Great. Now we connect to the moon and its program, transmitting, receiving. You're receiving energy of the day, not the next day, not the following week. You can't think 7 days a week because you confuse everything through nature. You confuse everything through color. You confuse everything through time. And you confuse everything through space anomaly to its position of the sun and its time zones, and everything through the moon of its program, and everything through its earth of its rotation. So live every day to its connection, right? Know exactly what day you are in. If you're confused, that's okay. Just go back into your alignment. People have problems because they stay out of their alignment. And they wonder why they can't go farther in their jobs. Okay? So you're not getting anything through manifestation because you don't know your days of the week. Okay? So it's pretty powerful, isn't it? I said it's a conceptual system to the mind frames, but you have to understand you live 7 days a week, 5 within the week, 2 within the weekend, right? So when you get up in the morning, center your positions on what day it is. Okay. Once you know what day it is and you're not confused and you're okay, you know, maybe you drank, whatever, but try to go back in a position. You get lost trying to position anyway with that connection. But the point I'm trying to get across is to understand your day, month, and year every single day, right? You know what doesn't change is 2021 because that's the year. You never forget the year. Isn't that weird? You always know what year it is, but you can't remember what day it is. Okay, and time. A lot of people get confused with time, right? So once you get confused with time and you get confused with the day, you're confusing everything to the solar system of positions of you through traction. Okay, and that's why everybody gets lost in transition, and that's why they can't even identify their soul anymore when they're sleeping. That's why you can't understand your conception of your mind through your dreams and deciphering in this position of time through graphs. So it's important that you guys understand your days of the week. I also see configuration of 144. Well, anything through 144 is crystalline. Yeah, that's activations. Yeah. So you're getting formations of communications through XT thousands of energy of teleportation, ETs. Yeah. Write it down, but try to figure it out. As long as you see a non-location, one is you through line of communication, Okay, so basically you got location, you, location. All right. So truly understand how to balance this out, because remember, you have to understand you live your physical system 7 days a week. Space and time doesn't have location. It only understands you through light's coloration, okay, and everything through its balance of position through your chakra connections. So, and the harmonic is everything through resistance, okay? It's like, you have to understand what that is. What is it? It's going in my ear. What does it mean? So if you understand what it means, you're going to get more higher sonar. You're going to get little things like that going into your ear, right? Not just sonar, not just. You're not just going to get that. You're going to get. That's communication about intelligence. You're getting higher formations of balance, and you're remembering what day of the week it is, right? The center position allows you to its earth. You know what day it is, okay? The day and the time is what's confusing to humanity, because they get up in the morning and they don't know, and they can't go forward. It's because they don't understand their energy of transmitting and receiving program positions, okay? Every single day, you're getting information from the sun, the moon, and the earth. And its triangle position of 3, 6, and 9, okay? Yes, the universe is speaking. Yes. Yeah. It communicates through you, through codes, letters, numbers, and shapes. So your position of time has to truly understand, oh, why are my eyes blue? They were green yesterday, but now they're blue. So you understand, why is it green? And why are they blue? Well, you have to understand dimension, time, and clock, just through the sun. And then understand the dimensions of time through its travel connections. Remember, the sun never leaves in position of space. It's there. It's just a reflection of what you see. It's not yellow. It's not white. It's purple. That's a center position. So understanding the position of time and space, you know exactly what color the sun is, right? Your center position, I close my eyes, right? I see purple right away. I'm connected right to the sun. I'm in the right location of time, and I'm in the right location of day, right? That's the balance. And the year stays within the year, because there's 365 days in a year, right? So you have to look at the concept of 24/7, 7 days a week, 5 within this system, 2 within this activation, to the center position, okay? So when you understand the weekend, you understand you're coming into a new program setting after the weekend, and that's why it's separated, okay? So it's powerful when you communicate through operations of the universe. Universal systems, because it calculates so many universal systems of intelligence out there. But if you're seeing anything like that, I try to work in a 3D job on my way to work. My car stopped moving. The brakes got stuck completely. I had to tow the car back home. I guess no 3D job for me. That's another thing too, Galactica. You're going to have a hard time, because you're a high division level of intelligence, you're going to have an extremely hard time communicating with 3D of anything. Okay? Because it's going to be wiping its earth. 3D doesn't exist anymore, guys. And that's what the earth is doing right now. It's changing positions of time. Okay? Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Universe is coming into new light. Imagine that. So she is coming into a heart recognition of a light through new transmission of a communication, through star recognition of a position, which is the transmission light position. Okay? Father is coming into a new solar system of connections of space-time position of 5D. Okay? So that's what's happening with father and mother. But like I'm saying, you're going to have a very hard time trying to get a job in 3D, because it's a different vibration. Your correlation centers and your position of time won't understand its relation. You're too high rise, Galactica. So I think it'd be better to communicate with a higher division level system. Try to get a job in a 5D divisional system. But see, the thing is too, because I'm reading your signals right now through Galactica, you're going to come up with a job. I see you with another job, but it's going to be in a 5D traction. So that's the communication line. You can't have a job in a 3-dimensional system if your intelligence is at a higher level condition of computer. It just doesn't make any sense, guys. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? So, but that's what's going to happen with Galactica. You're going to get a job, but it's going to be a 5th dimensional vibration. So be prepared on that. And that's just around the corner too. So I'm reading your signals when coming into the psychic. So it's understanding Galactica's past, present, and her future. What is happening with your future? So time positions of locations and everything through its day of its position, I know exactly what's happening with Galactica 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 3 weeks from now, 2 years from now. But I only give you what you need to know, right? I'm not going to give you what's going to happen in 5 years from now, because what that defeats the purpose of my creation to your creation. You're creating your own anomaly. I'm not going to tell you you're your own anomaly. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would I do that? That's destruction. You want to live the life cycle to your position. If I tell you what's going to happen, right? Because a lot of people do that, okay? That's bad karma. You know why? Because it changes vibration systems to your outer rotation position of Earth, Moon, and the Sun. It changes positions of your teleportation light signals. And it changes your positions of your 7 days a week. And it changes timelines to your allocated positions of your alignments. Right? So that's why I don't go too fast to all connections. Right? So. Yeah, so you can't get anything related to a 3-divisional level of a job. So you got to get balanced with your vibration dimensions there, Galactica, right? But everything is a sign. Everything is a sign. It's just paying attention, right? Paying attention with perception, your audios, and your voice. That's the energy pod. That's the structure. That's the time. That's the vision. That's the direction. That's location. That's dimension. That's the soul identification of you through your 7 days a week. Okay? So it's confusing though, isn't it? I got confused myself too, but these programs that I get are so powerful. It's unbelievable what I'm learning. And it's amazing how you come into higher information intelligence and what the nature is doing right now. You know, where's nature? Well, nature lives its existence. It always rotates on center position of colors. So when we're looking at nature, I'm living its existence of now. Okay? That's why it's not confusing, because I see nature now. I don't see nature 20 years from now. I can do it. I can go in the future if I want to, but my position allows me to see what I need to see now. Right? So if I tell you what nature looks like 20 years from now, I'll blow you away. Right? And I can put it in your mind and you know exactly what's going on of its position of time through its day. Right? Because nature doesn't live 7 days a week. Okay? It doesn't have a time. It doesn't have a place. It doesn't have an age. Okay? Until you understand your spiritual system 1,000%. Now, 100%, okay, is the basics. That's the A, B's, and C's. Okay? It's like a baby to a bottle. Right? So now you're truly understanding how you connect. Like I said, anything through water. What is water? What's time of water? What is space of water? What is the position of time of water? What is it calculated through? Its connection of water form. Why is it connected through light signals? Why is it traction locations? I'm looking through the water location, right? And everything that I see is its reflection on the other side position. This is the physical system. This is the dimensional system of its intelligence. Everything that I see through perception is traveling through the water of its formation at time position, through its plasma of its energy, through its vortex location. That's what I see through perception when I look at this water. Water, everything that you see is a story. Right? Everything that is created is a story. Right? So I'm just going to backtrace here, see if I missed anything. Yeah, but see, you come across that, don't you, Tina? What day is it? Right? Especially if you're really tired. It's okay to be tired, but don't position yourself and stay in that position thinking it's the day yesterday when it's today. Okay, because you confuse everything through your body and the sun won't understand you. It won't understand you through reflection of radiation. It won't understand your coloration through holographic. And it won't understand you through the digital of its numbers. Okay? So, now's the time to ask questions, though, because like I said, the Earth is traveling through so many dimensions of time positions. So in that position, what's happening right now, the Earth is putting everybody in a body frame to truly understand the 7 days a week. Okay? So you have to understand the 7 days a week. Okay? That's what I'm giving to you through a program setting. You have to understand your 5 positions of time, position of space, and then you got to separate the weekend. Okay? And then you come into a new cycle every week, right? 5 days, separate, weekend, new cycle, right? So now you're understanding the transmitting and receiving, okay? So, and that in ratio through acceleration, that's how everything is connected to our intelligence of understanding, okay? So. And the thing is too, because I remember I was talking about the notifications and all that and what's happening with your framing system, like when you come into old videos of you, old pictures of you, well, you're going to come across time zones, timelines of people that you have seen like 5-10 years ago. They're going to come to you in person now because you have to understand, you have to get closure, okay, so you can move forward. So this universe is connecting with everybody through humanity, and that's where we come into notifications of its whole timelines. So when you see them in the physical system, you just say, hey, bye-bye, or you can't move on. Now, you can stay in that traction, but as long as you understand that you repent and forgive that person that's in front of you, that's important, because you have to surrender, or you're not going to be able to move forward of the days of the week. Okay? So I always check the day now. It's the day and the time. It's not the year. The year doesn't change, right? But there's no year and time and space until you understand there's year, time, and space and location and age. Okay, that's how powerful you are. So I live the civilization of space and time every day. But I'm in my physical system because I'm on the earth of its presence and now. Okay? So, but I'm just like you. You know, sometimes I get confused what day it is. That's totally normal. But I go back into position, right? Especially now because I'm in that extremely high, very, 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 very high communication to everything, right? So if I get lost in transition of time, position, the sun really reacts to me really quick. I say, whoa, wake up. You got to go to work. Okay. So when you communicate with the sun through perceptions and colors and lights and time zones and time position and dimensions, it's amazing how you connect in all ways. It becomes your own family. It becomes your own family, which is amazing. You become your own traction location to galactic family. You become your own positions, and you build better relationships with communications, with humanity, your loved ones, your children, especially your children, right? So, and they see you in a different light. And that's what adults have to come across. Parents, kids see you in a light, right? So if you see people in light, you understand their positions of dimensional time, and you understand their positions of what day it is through its time position, not its year. The year doesn't change. There's 365 days in a year, right? So that cycle goes around, right? So each year that passes, right, it goes forward faster and faster and faster and faster. So each time it goes through a timeline, right, every day of the week changes its program through its upgrades of datas, uploads, and upgrading systems. The downloading position is understanding the upgrades. We'll get into that through traction, okay? The test, review, and evaluation is on that very thing. You have to understand your uplinking. You have to understand your downloads. You have to understand your upgrades and your uploads. These are the 4 that you have to understand. Okay? 4. Wow. Look at that. 4 elements of everything that you need to know through information. Okay? 5 within the center, 6 within the activation, and 7 within the body of its traction, and 5 within the atmosphere. Okay? So you're getting information from the moon, you're getting information from the sun, and you're getting information from everything through weather, the fire, earth, water, and air, every day in your program. Do you understand it? No. Do you understand what day you are in? No. Do you understand what year you're in? Yes. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 out of 3 is really bad. But 3 out of 3, that's what you want, right? 3-line systems, the 3 activation systems, puts in positions of the sun. So it's all about you understanding your chakra system and coming into the solar connection of the sun. Okay? So, and that's where you become son of God, right? You become moon of God, and then you become earth of God, and then you become everything through form of light, through molecular structure. So it's all about humanity coming into their own sun. Okay, that's the power, that's the source. We all have to reach to the sun. And that's what's happening with the earth, right? Because the earth and the ratio and everything through the moon of its ratio and everything through the sun ratio understands each other through telepathy. Humanity doesn't understand that. They said, well, why do I have to communicate with the sun? Why do I have to communicate with the moon? Why do I have to communicate with the earth? Right? You got to ask yourself these questions, right? So I'm giving you all these answers that you need to know. You have to know your 7 days a week and what they mean to you through program, because you're getting it every single day through transmitting and receiving, right? So my 16-year-old told me a couple of months ago he saw me like an angel. That was the most beautiful thing could say. See, that's it. That's exactly what I'm saying, right? Your son, okay, is basically seeing you through light. That's what I'm saying. That's what children can see, right? Because they have no egos. Yes, they play on their egos when they get upset and all that, but that's totally normal. It's just kids are growing up and they're changing vibration, right? So you becoming a child, you becoming a teenager, and you become an adult, and you're changing vibration of time positions through your travel positions of your 7 days a week. Okay, so each day is a different frame of time of dimension. Okay, each day is a different time of dimension. You understand? It has to. So you have to say every day is a different day. You can't have the same day, not like Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, where he relives the same day over and over and over and over. And then you ask yourself, oh, why can't I just relive that day? You know, over and over and over and over and over. Okay, so imagine that. Imagine living the same day over and over and over and over. Your perception, your body, your electrical lights, and your chakra system will see things different that you didn't see on that day, right? So it's your understanding, when you're living the same day, you see things different. You see things that are changing. The reality changes. You see a lot more. You can do this, you can do that, and you pick up on routine. You pick up on patterns, what people are doing. Okay? You know, it's pretty amazing. Oh, Fred's walking down the street again. Oh, Alice is dropping the dishes. Oh, here's a girl coming in a door. That's a pattern, right? So you pick that up every single day. That's knowledge. That's intelligence. So you're living that day every single day, right? But every day is changing, but it's the same day. So you have to see the reality change. Watch Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. It's hilarious. It's funny. And was it Pucatawny or something like that? The little town where the groundhog comes out if he sees his shadow, or if he doesn't see his shadow, you know? He wakes up, he hears the same radio, the sound, right? He's in his bed. Nature's still the same people, right? And then it's the next day, same thing, same pattern. But each time, this is where it's interesting. Each time he wakes up, okay, he's living the same day, but a different dimension. That's why it's so powerful. So the sun and the moon and the earth want you to understand how to communicate, to change your patterns, okay, into your thoughts, and truly understand how powerful you are through your light. Okay, so I'm seeing numerous simultaneously strong lightened signals from the radiation God frequencies of the sun, many more than previously. See, that's it. So Tina's in traction right now, colorations through her perception of time positions of dimensions. Right, so she's going through the GOD frequencies. Right, so she's understanding more of the geometries of shapes of operations through its dimensions. Okay, that's powerful stuff, Tina. Way to go. See, when you put something down, as long as you understand you're living the existence of the now, you don't change anything through time. Okay, so for example, okay, it's Friday and it's 11:01 a.m. Mexican time. Now you're in balance already, space and time, and the year doesn't change. The cycle will not change until you change your thought. And that's where it gets confusing. So when you go into that connection, you're no longer in 2021. You're back into the past of 1980 or 1990, whatever you're thinking through your thoughts. So if you place your thoughts, okay, strongly into the past, you change your time and everything through its location, okay, to its day position, and everything through its year of its cycle position. Okay, so you don't want to do that, because if you keep living the past, you're not going to be into 2021, because you're not living the here and now of the time frame and the positions of its day frame. Okay, powerful. Okay, so, but that's great, Tina, as long as you understand why you're seeing these things. The sun is giving you information. Do you understand it? Why are you getting line signals? Why are you getting radiation from God frequencies of the sun simultaneously? Why? Right? You have to ask your questions why, and it comes from within, because you are the sun, you are the moon, you are the earth through triangle 3, 6, and 9. Right? It's the travel positions you have to understand. Right? And again, it's all about humanity coming into their own sun. That's the connection. You have to reach the radiation to the sun. Once you reach the radiation of the sun, you high rise everything through the moon and the earth. So I try my best to see my projection, holographic illusory reality is a detached observer. I'm seeing patterns of same people show up. See, the thing is too, I can stand in the mirror, right, and see my higher self instantly, see it in direction, see it in definition, see it in its own direction, time position. It tells me exactly where I am through travel connections. So the plasma comes out and I see myself. So it's a reflection of me, so I'm changing. But you know what's fascinating? It can change its time position through its body frame. Okay. I don't know if I told you this, but I sent you guys a picture of me closing my eyes, but then you saw my eyes open on the other side. Right? That's powerful. That's the connection to the higher self, the avatar, right? That connection. You can close your eyes, and on the other side, you take a picture of yourself. If your eyes are open, then you can connect through balanced positions of time, positions of travel, 3 thoughts of 7 days a week. Through this connection, because you're always going forward and not back in time position. As soon as you go back in time position, you're changing everything through the sun and its coloration to its radiation, and everything through the moon program, and everything through its earth of its rotation to its chakra system of communication. These are the things you have to understand every single day through direction. So basically, I can stand in the mirror and I can set up a coloration of a radio activation system. I can set up a gamma operation. I can set up a sonar. I can set up solar flares or anything connection, and you can see what you look like through reflection. So a different coloration system, right? But you start off with the plasma first. So best illusory is looking in a mirror. Yeah, really focus on that. right? Because you get your panels. Panels go in direct connections with you, right? And your eyes will stop shifting, right? So when I do this, right, I have to move my head now. Okay, my eyes won't move. Okay, if I do this, they won't move. I have to move my head for them to move, right? So that's focus. So we understand when we first started, we look at the finger, right? We look at the finger, everything around us, okay, is blurry. So this is one dimension of time, okay? This is one dimensional time. So basically you're seeing one point of you through one finger, but everything around in the background is blurry, right? Now, change that perception. Don't look at the finger, look at the background. You'll see two fingers, right? You'll see two fingers. If you keep focusing, depending on where the dimension of time through one finger of one dimension, you can see yourself in 3 dimensions of your fingers, right? So focus not on the finger, on the wall. Focus on the wall. All right, focus, 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 comes in. So I see 3-dimensional time positions on my finger, right? It is powerful. Yeah, that's a little interesting. You go through observations all the time, but my positions, thing is too, is that our eyes go up and down like this. We're trying to understand the travels of our eyes, right? But my eyes stay in focus now, right? When I follow my finger, it doesn't go like this anymore. It stays in position. So I focus, I have laser eye connection. So my eyes are magnetic forcing through sonar connections through electronic interference. So it shapes anomalies to all connections, all travel positions of coloration to the sun, the program set in the moon, and everything through the Earth rotation center position, right? So when you look at something at really, really close, your eyes start to water, right? And then they'll start to blink. So you're losing focus, you're losing time, you're losing dimensional time, and you're losing your communication to your higher self through your plasma energy system. But the more you high rise, the more your eyes flicker faster back and forth like this, the more focus it comes in. So you focus more and more, you'll see the light come out. And when you see the light come out, then you understand, okay, not just seeing one dimension, I'm seeing 3 dimensions. Okay? Not 3-dimension, okay, in a solar connection of you through identification, not a 3-dimensional vibration, a 3-dimensional time position of space. Okay? People understand 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimensions. Okay, so you got to look at the flat surface. This is 1 dimension. Okay, this is 2 dimension. Okay, this is 3 dimension. This is 4 dimension. Okay, so these are the connections you have to understand, right? So when I say dimension, I'm saying dimension of division of direction, a time position. But this is just 1 finger, right? Humanity only understands these, right? But you have to understand everything through this, okay? So when I look at this, okay, you don't look at your finger, you look at the wall, right? I see tractions of 8 fingers. So I'm an 8th dimensional system through my finger rotation center position. So I see my fingers going like that. It's cool. It's really cool. So that tells you exactly where you are through balance of time. Okay, try it. Try to see how many fingers you see. Put your whole hand out. I've done this before. Don't look at your hand. Look at the wall, right? So if you're seeing 5 and you see your hand come out like this, right? You're going to see 10, right? So you're in the 10th dimension of fingers, right? So you're in the 10th dimensional time of space. You're in the 10th dimensional of travel. You're in the 10th dimensional system of the sun, the rotations of the earth, and everything the moon program setting, right? If you're driving, don't worry about it. Wait till you get out of the car, but just try it and see. So that tells you exactly where you are through balance with just your fingers. Just let an experiment. Just go through it. It's really powerful. It's better if you do it close up, okay, because your perception has to understand your dimensions, okay? So basically, you're setting conditions, right? So you don't look at your hand, you look at the wall, right? So the reason you have to understand that, this is the physical system, okay? If you look behind your hand, you are looking at the spiritual of you. So when you're looking at the mirror, you're not looking at your physical system. You're looking on the other side, which is the dimensional being of light, and it comes out, right? So it's powerful. Try it out. It's fascinating. That's what I had to go through. I had to experiment all these things because my higher self was telling me to do this. My higher self was telling me to do that. And then I went into avatar. Then I went into computers. Then I went into energy. Then I went into sentient. And then I went into my atoms. And then I went to molecular structure of light. And now I'm into the magnetic highway information system of 7 traction rotation of computers into the simulation of creations of solar systems. So, and my eye reflectors in all locations are set in position of balance to positions of 7 days a week. All right, so that's what the information is today. We're going to go through test reviews and evaluations. We're going to get a little bit more about 369 through travel. A lot of people are confused about that. That's okay, you know. Now, you have to understand why everybody is put on the earth. We've been through this before. It's all about experiencing things, right? It's all about understanding yourself more through education. But if you understand your positions, if you just look at your hand and see it for what it is, you understand it's a physical system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 thumb and 4 fingers, right? So, and then you come across everything through 4 atmospheres, okay? And then you come across through the moon, and then you come everything through the sun, right? And then you come everything through the center, is the activation, okay? And then you come into the planet positions of 5 divisional levels of 5-dimensional systems through calculation. So it's all about uprising your program settings to your days of the week and always bringing yourself forward, right? But once that weekend comes, you come into a new cycle of new position, a new coloration to your eye receptacles, ear interference, and everything to your voice grid pattern. So you have to get more into your meditation of breathing. If your breathing isn't getting stronger, you have to work on that, okay? If your eyes aren't going faster, you have to work on that. If your mind in creation doesn't understand its relation to its brainwaves, you have to work on that, okay? And it's all connected to your cortex and your placebos and your thoughts, okay? So it's interesting, yeah. No, it's interesting because you have to understand when you're traveling through time, if I go here, I'm traveling here in seconds, right? So if my hand goes, my spiritual self goes with it. So it's always behind, right? So it's like this until you understand it, right? So it's going to be like this until you understand what's going on with communication. So this is the interforcing line, okay? This is you in the physical system. This is you in the spiritual system because it's inside you, right? It's not the opposite. So until it understands itself, it comes into traction, location, into balanced position. Once it comes into balanced position, it all comes out of its equation and travels to its connection. So it's trying to find you, okay, where you are. Where are you in space and time of your thoughts? That's all it is, right? It's going to keep going like this until you understand what's going on. It's not going to show you a projection of you. It's not going to show you an illustration or diagram or anything program setting. Until you understand positions, it will fly with you. That's the creation. So. And the thing is, too, is that I started off with 4. So if you don't look at your hand and you look behind, you're going to see 8 fingers. You're not going to see 4, right? So you're going to see 4 divisional level times, okay? 4 divisional level times 2, okay, which is 8. You'll see 8 fingers, right? So 4 times 2 is 8, right? Interesting, right? So this one comes into the multiplication of travel through acceleration. I was really good with times too. Multiplications. but we're all connected to letters, numbers, and shapes, and everything through dividing, separation. You know, we come into connections of adding, subtracting. You know, all those are connected to us. That's why, we basically center positions of you. You have to understand your calculations. You have to understand your connections to your finger points, to your activation centers, to your transmission light, to your eye receptors, or anything through your ears, or anything through your voices, or anything through the mind. Right? So, but try it out. Let me know what you see. You'll know exactly where you are through connection. Right? So it's pretty fascinating, but you have to understand divisions and directions and dimensions. Dimensions, divisions, and directions. Those are the three you have to understand before you travel through 3, 6, and 9. Okay? As long as you understand 3 is the activation of the sun, 6 is the program of the moon, and 9 is its location. Okay? Now, there's a lot of skeptics out there that don't understand the travels of 3, 6, and 9. Okay? But as long as you understand why Tesla gave it to everybody, okay, it just Tesla doesn't know how to travel through 3, 6, 9. And they say, well, yeah, 3, 6, 9, you know the keys of the universe. But it's not just knowing the keys to the universe. It's knowing the keys in the universe inside you. That's the secret. That's the power. That's the control. That's the command. Okay? That's the manifestation. That's the creation. Through its surrender. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there, guys. All right? You guys are fantastic. Loving your questions. Keep it up. Try those experiments. Try to understand more of yourself. Try to get out of the physical of yourself. Try to see yourself in the spiritual system of time, okay, through its location of its day. Don't forget about the year. The year it's not going to change. You change your past, you're changing the year, right? Now you're probably thinking, how's that possible? I'm in my physical system. How does it change? Well, you aren't changing. It's your spiritual system that's changing time. That's why it's confusing to the mind system. So they allocate positions. As soon as you say past, it's not 2021 because you're connecting to the spiritual system now. So you're traveling back in time. So if you don't understand your alignment, you're going to stay in that past time and you're not going to be able to move forward of those 7 days a week. Okay? So, all right. So you guys have a fantastic day. Adios.